Welcome to my channel. You are watching Casual Gardening and Cooking. Today I'm going to cover an essential step of having fantastic harvest of your vegetables. So if you've got your seedlings like I've got some kohlrabi, I've got some leeks. As you can see, I've got plenty more in the house as well. But what I want to put outside in the soil, in the raised beds, are the kohlrabi and the leeks. They're more or less ready to go outside. However, before I do that, there's a super important step that you need to follow. Otherwise, you may ruin your seedlings. So what's the process you need to follow? Well, it's all about hardening your seedlings, okay? These were sitting in your house in fantastic conditions. It was warm, they had plenty of sunshine, there was no wind, no issues at all. But now, if you want to transplant them to the soil outside, to your raised beds, for example, well, the conditions there will be very different to what they had in your house. Hence, you need to harden them. And the process itself, well, it's fairly simple. You basically need to start taking the seedlings outside for a few hours. So the whole process lasts between 5 to 7 days. At least that's what I do. The more resilient plants, I will keep to 5 days outside, whereas, for example, with tomatoes, I'm gonna keep them for 7 days. Now start this process slow, okay? The first 2 days, take your plants, take your seedlings for a few hours, between 2 to 5 hours outside. Make sure they are in a shady place and it's not too windy as well. Obviously, look out for the weather. If it's too cold, don't take them outside. I would say the bare minimum would be 12 to 14 degrees outside Celsius for you to safely put your plants out. And again, don't put them on full sunshine as you may burn the leaves. And each day just increase the amount of time they're spending outside. It's super important for the plants to get used to the new conditions. The last couple of days you can actually leave them outside overnight if the temperature is right, if it's not below 10 degrees. But not all plants like temperatures like this. For example, tomatoes like a lot higher temperatures, so you need to be mindful of what type of plants you're putting outside. And for some of them, like for example tomatoes, if the temperature is not right outside, well, you can just ruin your plants. So just wait a week or two for the weather to pick up. For these seedlings, today is day 7, and more or less they are ready to go to my raised beds. The first thing I do before planting my seedlings is actually watering the place where they're gonna go. It's actually very important to make sure the soil is nice and moist. And at the same time, I'm actually gonna water the seedlings as well. And with that done, we can proceed to actually planting our seedlings. Now I've got this handy device. Obviously you don't have to do that. You can just dig out the holes with your hands or a small shovel or anything else. Now with the holes done for each single plant, at the bottom I'm actually putting a bit of granulated manure. It's just to make sure that they will have something to feed on to start with. With the granulated manure in the hole, I'm just adding a bit of soil on top of it. And look at the lovely root system on that. Absolutely fantastic. And there goes in our kohlrabi seedling. Now I'm going to proceed with this until all of them are in my raised bed. And there you go, all my kohlrabi in the raised bed, ready to grow into beautiful plants. Now let's head over our leeks. Now the process is exactly the same. I'm going to water the place where they're going to go. I'm going to water the seedlings themselves. Now with leeks, you can actually plant them a little bit deeper. That will provide us a little bit more of that white part of the leek. With the holes made, I'm going to add a bit of granulated manure. Now the seedlings of my leeks can go in. However, as you can remember, or maybe not, We've made a bit of a test a few weeks ago. 12 of the seedlings of my leeks actually I've cut down to size. Okay, when they've been about 10 to 12 centimeters long, I've cut about 2 centimeters off. That's to test a theory where if you do cut your leeks, they will actually grow bigger. However, 6 of them I'm going to leave long without cutting. If you want to see that video with my initial test, then I'm going to leave a link to it down below. And together, in a few months' time, we'll see if it was worth cutting the ends, cutting the tips of the leeks, and see if they're actually grown any bigger or any thicker. It's an interesting thing to check out. And hopefully we'll have a clear answer if it's worth doing or not. I've put 2 markers just over here so I know exactly which 6 of the leeks were actually not cut. So later on we'll know exactly which ones are which and what results we managed to get. And I'm going to water the seedlings as they are in my raised beds again, just to make sure there's enough moisture around them. And there you go, guys, that's the process I follow with my seedlings. And so far over the years, I had really good results with that. And there you go, it's all done. I hope you enjoyed today's video and it was informative to you. If it was, drop me that like button down below. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to it, as that would really mean a lot to me. But before you go, check out these 2 cool playlists I've got over here for you. One is about cooking and the other one, yes, all about gardening. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.